Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes. The Ohio Supreme Court recently ruled that reporters can view preliminary autopsy reports and photos in the still unsolved slayings of 8 Ohio family members. The court unanimously overturned a lower court ruling against the Cincinnati Enquirer to inspect the records. That means reporters can view preliminary autopsy and investigative notes and findings and photographs. The still unsolved case involves 7 adults and a teenage boy from the Roden family who were found shot to death at 4 homes in Piketon in southern Ohio in April 2016. The High Court previously ruled against releasing the autopsies as public records. The latest decision was decided under a different law that specifically regulates inspecting the records. The annual State of the Judiciary is a time when judges can reflect on the state of Ohio's courts. But before they can look ahead on what needs done, it helps to acknowledge what's been done and those who've done it.
You're what make it work. So I would really compliment you.
One person Chief Justice Maureen O'Connor highlighted specifically was longtime colleague and fellow Justice Terrence O'Donnell.
We're going to miss you on the bench, Justice O'Donnell. In the conference room as well.
His tenure on the court concludes at the end of the year due to the state's constitutional judicial clause, preventing judges from taking office after they've turned 70.
We wish you all the luck, and we expect to see you back in some capacity.
Much of the Chief Justice's focus was directed to Issue 1. The proposed constitutional amendment would mitigate drug charges and sentences to first and second-time offenders accused of possessing less than 20 grams of a substance, including the lethal opioid fentanyl.
It goes on to say, and further find and declare that prison spending should be focused on violent and serious offenses. What is not serious about 19 grams of fentanyl that can kill 10,000 people?
She and others are concerned, along with lighter sentencing, that the lack of jail time will diminish an addict's desire to get help.
You have to allow people to know that their behavior must change. And the only way that you can do that is to be able to give them choices.
On top of sharing her perspective with her peers, Chief Justice O'Connor emboldened them to increase awareness of the issue, which will be on the ballot in November.
Not only are we permitted to do this, we're obligated to do this.
It's that accountability drug court judges say makes all the difference.
I see how wonderful it is that we have these programs and the role that a judge can play over the success of this person that's in recovery.
We don't do it for the pay, we don't do it for the glory, we don't do it because it's an easy job. We do it because we are committed to something bigger than we are, better than personal gain, it's community gain, it's society's gain.
Clinton County, like most parts of rural Ohio, can offer all the comforts and conveniences of home, but sometimes those comforts are disrupted.
My grandma and mom passed away in the same year, and I ended up missing like almost a month of school. It was a lot, but I was going through a time, and I got put on probation for it.
Last year, Dawson Stein dealt with a troubling period in his life, but he was far from troubled. So people like Chad Mason, the community service coordinator for the Clinton County Juvenile Court, showed Stein you don't have to be family to care.
They want to make better of themselves. They want to learn responsibility. They want to be around good people that teach them.
As a lifelong farmer, Mason was in the middle of implementing a pet project, more specifically, rearing pigs. He felt Dawson would be a perfect fit for Bacon and Bits, a 4-H club program he started with the Court for At-Risk Youth.
When we start out, our pigs weigh about 70 pounds. We run them up to about 250. They come out, they wash them, they groom them, they treat them just like a dog. Better than a dog sometimes.
The immediate focus was to teach the kids how to groom the hogs for the big show at the Clinton County Fair.
They may be the most outspoken individual in a classroom or something like that, but you bring them in here and get them uncomfortable.
The bigger goal the court helps show them is the value of caring about what they do and other people.
That relationship between the adults and the kids that carry on, that to me has also been a huge success and a needed part of the program.
This nurturing process is proving to not only raise animals, but also to foster maturing young adults.
I'd actually like to be a counselor just because I've been through a lot and I know I can help people a lot.
And that's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.